Introduction. Have you ever wondered why, despite your efforts, you sometimes face rejection in your interpersonal relationships? In a world where the longing for connection is confused with the need to impress, a fundamental question arises. Because? But what if I told you that there is a unique perspective to address this dilemma? In Stoic philosophy, we find revealing answers. Imagine a world where your happiness and self-esteem do not depend on external validation. As Seneca and Epictetus teach us, it is not the rejection that hurts us, but our reaction to it. We are not affected by what happens to us, but by our reaction to what happens to us, Seneca said. What does this mean? It means that the power to overcome the pain of rejection lies within you. That is why this video is aimed at all those confused men who offer everything to a woman and receive nothing. Are you ready to discover how to approach this challenge from a new perspective? Then join us until the end and join our community by subscribing to the channel. Number 1, flattery for the purposes of conquering. In the Stoic conception of human behavior and interaction, the practice of flattery, especially with the goal of gaining affection or attention, is seen as a misguided strategy that not only lacks authenticity, but can also be counterproductive in the development of relationships. Genuine and meaningful. Stoics such as Epictetus and Marcus Aurelius teach that virtue and self-esteem should not depend on external approval, but should be cultivated internally. Flattering someone for the purpose of gaining their favor is, in this view, an act of falsehood and a sign of dependence on external validation. Marcus Aurelius highlights the importance of being genuine and truthful in all our interactions, since flattering insincerely is not only being dishonest with the other person, but also with oneself, which is at odds with the Stoic ideal of living a life based on truth and authenticity. Number 2, change fundamental aspects to please. Many men, in order to please a woman, change fundamental aspects of themselves, such as their way of dressing, preferences, ways of thinking, political and philosophical inclinations, and even their religion. From the Stoic perspective, sacrificing authenticity for acceptance goes against living a life guided by reason and virtue. The Stoics teach that true strength and dignity come from being consistent with our principles and values, not from conforming to the expectations of others. Seeking external approval is a sure path to dissatisfaction and emotional instability. Instead, by being authentic and true to ourselves, we not only preserve our integrity, but we also attract those who appreciate and value our true nature. In short, from a Stoic perspective, it is crucial to maintain authenticity and personal integrity in all areas of life, including relationships, since fundamentally changing who we are to please others is not only counterproductive, but also counterproductive. Of the Stoic principles of authenticity and self-respect. Number 3, have an idealized vision. In the context of interpersonal relationships, especially in the romantic sphere, there is a tendency to idealize the person of interest. From the Stoic perspective, this idealization is considered a form of emotional slavery, where you lose control over emotions and judgment, letting yourself be carried away by illusions instead of reality. Stoics such as Epictetus and Marcus Aurelius emphasized the importance of maintaining a realistic and balanced perception of both oneself and others. Idealizing someone, seeing them as perfect or a deity, is a departure from this reality and leads to unrealistic expectations and often disappointment. Furthermore, from a Stoic perspective, the act of idealizing someone can be seen as a reflection of internal weakness and lack of self-sufficiency, creating an emotional dependency contrary to the self-sufficiency and resilience that Stoicism promotes. Number 4, excessively prioritizing your couple. When a man finds himself in a situation where he is always available to a woman and puts off his own activities and commitments, he sends signals of desperation and fear of losing her. From the Stoic perspective, this behavior is undesirable and unattractive, as it conveys a lack of character, experience, and options. A woman may appreciate obedience, but she will not respect or find attractive a man who is so submissive and dependent. The Stoics would advise maintaining a healthy balance, not sacrificing one's activities and hobbies just to prioritize a woman. Personal time and activities are valuable and should not be wasted by someone who does not value it. Maintaining a busy life focused on building and developing one's own skills is more attractive and healthy than showing desperation and submission to a woman. Number 5, try to conquer with material gifts. The idea that giving material objects like teddy bears, candy, and flowers is an effective means of gaining a woman's affection and acceptance is a fallacy that reflects a flawed understanding of what truly attracts and maintains meaningful relationships. The Stoics, with their focus on virtue and self-mastery, teach that true attraction and respect are earned not through material gifts, but through the development of character and personal integrity. Authors such as Seneca and Marcus Aurelius highlighted the importance of authenticity and self-control, warning against the danger of seeking external approval and happiness in external things such as wealth or gifts. Instead, they propose that true happiness and dignity come from living a virtuous and authentic life. If you're enjoying what you've seen so far, I encourage you to show your support by clicking the I like it, which you will find just below. Your support is essential so we can continue bringing you quality content. Number 6. Using money as a means to gain affection. From the Stoic perspective, giving money in the hope of gaining affection or attention is an act that reflects dependence and a misguided search for external value. This goes against the Stoic principle of seeking happiness and worth internally. Authors such as Epictetus and Chrysippus reflected on the importance of authenticity and self-reliance, and using money to try to influence another person's feelings or perception is considered a form of self-deception and inauthenticity. Stoics believe that true dignity and respect come from being true to oneself and living a life guided by virtue and self-control. Additionally, the idea of losing someone's respect for giving money in the hope of affection relates to Stoic teaching about the importance of self-respect and integrity. Number 7. Express emotions and sensitivity in excess. The idea that sensitivity or emotional expression is inherently unattractive or a sign of weakness does not align with Stoic teaching. Stoics believe that true strength includes the ability to face and understand our emotions, not simply repress or deny them. Furthermore, the notion that a person must act a certain way to be attractive in the eyes of others contradicts the Stoic principle of self-sufficiency and authenticity. The Stoics encourage us to seek internal rather than external approval and to live according to our own values and principles, without needing to conform to external expectations. Number 8. Insisting on an unresponsive relationship. From the Stoic perspective, insistence on relationships, especially in the romantic context, can be seen as a manifestation of a lack of self-control and a misguided understanding of what really matters in life. Stoics like Epictetus and Marcus Aurelius teach that we should focus on what is within our power and accept what is not. Trying to win someone's affection is not only ineffective, but also reveals an unhealthy dependence on external approval. The Stoics remind us that we must differentiate between what is up to us and what is not, and another person's emotions and actions are beyond our control. By insisting, we move away from this fundamental Stoic principle and place ourselves in a position of emotional vulnerability where our happiness and self-esteem depend on the response of the other. Number 9. Take actions with the expectation of reciprocity. The Stoics teach the importance of acting with integrity and purpose, rather than seeking the approval or favor of others through our actions. Authors such as Epictetus and Marcus Aurelius emphasize the importance of focusing on one's own actions and motivations, and not on results or how they are perceived by others. Performing acts of kindness or service with the expectation of receiving something in return, particularly a person's affection or attention, is contrary to the Stoic principle of acting virtuously for one's own good. Stoics believe that true virtue and dignity come from acting in accordance with reason and justice, without external expectations. Number 10. Maintaining an unhealthy friendship. In situations where a man finds himself in the friend zone with someone he is romantically attracted to, Stoic philosophy would advise acting with dignity and self-respect. This could mean setting clear boundaries or even walking away from the relationship if you feel it is compromising your integrity or self-esteem. The Stoic key is not necessarily to avoid friendship with someone for whom you have unrequited romantic feelings, but rather to handle the situation with self-awareness, self-control, and a focus on what is best for your own growth and well-being. The decision to continue or end the friendship should be based on an honest evaluation of the situation, always acting with integrity and respect, protecting the feelings that surround both. After exploring these concepts from the Stoic perspective, have you stopped to reflect on how you could apply them in your daily life? What changes could you make to cultivate greater authenticity and inner strength? We want to know your thoughts and experiences related to the topic. Share your reflections in the comments. And remember, constant practice of these principles can lead to a fuller and more satisfying life. Don't miss future videos that will explore more fascinating topics like this one. Subscribe to the channel and activate the notification bell to be aware of each new release. Until next time, and may Stoic wisdom guide you on your path to authenticity and self-control.